Procrastinate. Hey everybody, I'm Mike Bruce.
And I'm Kim Bruce.
And we are the people behind lifestartswithfood.com, and you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at lifestartswithfood. That's a great place to reach out to us and kind of see what we are all about.
Mm-hmm.
So I work with people who have seesawed and yo-yoed for years and years. I used to be 220 pounds and I don't look it now, and it's hard to believe that I ever looked that way, but it's just the way it is. I fought and struggled with weight forever until I found a primal approach. And I just use an ancestral-based approach to do all sorts of things. And once you get to a certain level of health, then it gets fun. You get to optimize, you get to do all these different things. You get to experiment with different foods, different biohacks, whatever. But what we're gonna talk about mostly today is actually hacking your air travel to make it healthier. There's a lot of free things you can do, and there's a few things you can do that cost some money.
Right.
So
some of our goals for today, we want to give you, like Mike said, some tips and tricks that we have found to be very useful while we travel to make your life easier, but also to give you this information so you can help build your own habits. So what works for you? Take the pieces that you think you can apply and use them to, build habits around travel for yourself.
Yeah, and it can be a touch overwhelming to hear like 7 or 8 steps to reduce jet lag. But if you kind of write those down and think them through just, for 10 minutes before you get going, it makes things easier.
Right.
So,
and we've put a lot of time into this, so learn from us.
Yeah.
Don't spend the hours, and painful travel experiences that we had. You can just learn from us. So I think mindset is a big piece of it. So there's considerations before you travel. Of course, a lot of this is going to be planning. What kind of travel are you going to be doing? We're going to talk about different kinds of that. How serious are you really going to take this? So if you have dietary restrictions, sometimes you have to be very strict.
Do you have a wedding to go to whenever you come back from vacation? Then you might want to be very strict to fit into the dress or the suit.
Yeah, we had that recently. Or if you have autoimmune or whatever, your protocol is going to be a little different. So there is a mindset piece to this where you have to get that down and decide how strict or how much fun you want to have.
So we're going to buzz through these kind of fast. But for air travel, if you can get through your jet lag in like an afternoon instead of 2 days, that's like having extra days of vacation. So we take jet lag very serious. The very first thing we do, and it's one of the best things to reduce jet lag, is take several days prior to your travel and get into ketosis. That's free. You just eat less carbs, eat a little higher fat, and keep your protein moderate to high depending on how active you are, and you're able to get yourself in ketosis. That reduces inflammation, that allows you to do all sorts of things that are so beneficial for travel, but the biggest of which would be step 2. It allows you to fast during traveling, and fasting during traveling is one of the biggest ways to reset your circadian rhythm. So if you say you're flying out at 8 a.m., maybe you have breakfast, then you don't eat until, let's say you get there at 3 p.m., you wouldn't eat until dinner. And that sets a circadian rhythm inside your stomach that affects all kind of things. And, the whole gut-brain axis, all that stuff, it resets that. And it's one of the first steps into resetting that.
And it's a little easier, of course, if this is a close flight, but we've done this like for our flights to Israel and things like that, where we're
12-hour flight.
A longer flight. So, this could be applied to long flights or short flights, either way, but it's super beneficial.
It is terrific. And then it also keeps you from wanting all the garbage food on the plane. And think about, they have to preserve that stuff for the flights and to be on a plane for however long. That's craziness. So getting into ketosis, fasting, those two things especially cause a lot of ketone production in the body, which fights inflammation, quells the cankles that we get from flying. It will reduce that faster. Number 3, don't go overboard with this one, but you want to drink enough water that you stay hydrated. You drink too much, you're going to be up and down peeing all the time, annoying the person next to you, but you want enough. You don't want to, I notice right now my mouth is a little dry. So this rolls into number 4. Number 3, I either need water or I can't stop chugging water. Hey, it turns out my body needs salt.
That was my issue on a recent trip. I just kept drinking and drinking and drinking, which means you have to use the gross, bathroom more often, but I needed salt. So we travel with a little container of Celtic sea salt.
We got one sitting around.
Little Tupperware guy.
We literally put it in there, leave it in our pocket, in our bag. That is a lifesaver. Having salt on you can help with water retention. When you think you're thirsty, you're just chugging. All of a sudden, you drop a couple chunks of sea salt. We like Celtic sea salt and Redmond real salt. you put some of that on your tongue, and you barely
It made a tremendous difference for me. So you can mix it into water if you can't just like, I'm fine with throwing back some chunky salt and just chewing on it, but that helps tremendously.
It also helps with hunger. Like how many times are you starving?
Yeah,
and then you're just like,
have some salt and you're like, okay.
Oh, dang. Like,
I'm good.
I don't even care.
Yeah,
So those top 4 right there are huge. And
real quick on water. Bring your own water bottles too. Yeah. So, if you have the room for like a stainless steel or a glass bottle or something like that,
it's great. It's hard.
For us, we travel pretty light, so we can't.
Crunch
so we
down
take a water bottle, crunch it down,
and then a plastic bottle.
Right.
And then in the middle of everybody, Kim goes, "Can you fix this for me?"
Can you do this?
And I go, I just start looking at everybody, and they know what I'm gonna do.
And it's that crackling loud.
It's so horrible.
It's like the worst noise to make in the airport.
And it's never just one. It's so many of them.
But most airports now have the water bottle fill stations, which are really nice.
Yeah.
So, do yourself a favor and bring your own water bottle.
Number 5. This is also, like I said, the top 4 were super good. Number 5 is really good. Be the crazy yoga lady on the plane. So you don't have to go to the front of the plane and do it for everybody the way the yoga lady does.
Right.
But she and I, we'll get up to get something out of the overhead, and then we just start stretching.
Just stretch.
And then what we do, to not be awkward and put our butts in people's faces, we go to the back of the plane, like we're going to go to the bathroom, and we just stretch by the bathroom.
Yeah.
Arms, back. We do a little butterfly, like stretch down to the floor real low.
Kind of pull your hips apart a little bit.
We try to do that like once an hour, once every 2 hours at the least. And that is another thing.
It's tremendous. Makes such a difference. I have some lower back issues. And so that helps. So when you get off the plane, you don't feel so stiff.
Those plane seats aren't comfortable.
Not at all.
Number 6, this is when you get off the plane. And this, my goodness, this has changed our life tremendously.
It really has.
It doesn't seem like it. Electricians will get this one. When you get off the plane, you've built up a ton of static charge. All that EMF, all the different radiation things on the plane, the keto helps with that. But when you get off the plane, as soon as you can, put your bare feet on the grass. Just that simple. And it literally, boom, you are reducing a static charge. And then to get even more hippy-dippy, but it's total science, the Earth and your body both have 7.83 hertz. It's a Schumann resonance. And the Earth pretty much charges you like a battery. And you exchange negative.
I love it. It's so cool.
It takes all the negative ions, or it gives you negative ions. I don't remember which, but I know that it puts that the Earth actually has a circadian rhythm in each location. So if you can line up with that circadian rhythm as soon as possible, man, it helps out with the jet lag.
If you're not traveling, you should be doing this, right?
Yeah.
So side note, that's a habit just for every day.
Yeah. So part of number 6, it's like a 3-parter. Number 6 is the earthing, getting your bare feet on the ground.
Yep.
Try to do that right before you go to bed as well for 20 to 30 minutes, and it will line you up again with nighttime rhythm.
It will help reduce sleep.
So this is all the lifestyle stuff when you get there. Don't go to bed until the bedtime of that time zone.
Yep.
So you might be up for 30 hours. It's awesome.
We've been delirious and done
it.
Yeah.
And then first thing in the morning, as soon as you can, get up and have the sunlight directly hit you. When it's just rising, you're able to look at the sun. It's called sun gazing. It's really good for you. It's been practiced for thousands of years. When it gets too high, that extra UV comes through and doesn't get filtered by the atmosphere. So get out in the sun. The sun also sends a message to your body to set a circadian rhythm. Boom, jet lag fixed.
Yeah, I mean, we have applied all of these things to some of our recent travel, and it's made such a difference. And because your next day, you're like ready to go.
Yeah, and we've proved it using our Aura rings here that show us our HRV, our heart rate variability, heart rate variability.
Sleep, yeah,
all those different things, REM, deep, and heart rate and temperature. It's terrific. So now we have a few things we like to mention that cost a little extra, but aren't that important. So one of the things is for motion sickness. We use ginger tabs. That's a quick one. Boom. Find ginger tabs
online.
Or
essential oil, one or the other.
Get good quality whole ingredients.
Right.
Number 2, have a bulletproof coffee in the morning, and you can even take makeshift bulletproof coffees to make on the plane with you to help you get through your fast. A little bit of fat's not going to increase your insulin. You're going to stay in ketosis, and you're going to have those inflammation fighting ketones.
Right, and it's going to help make that fast a lot easier.
Number 3, use ketones. One of our favorites, perfect ketones. There's also real ketones that makes a smaller packet. They're terrific. Number 4, we also use hydrogen-rich tablets. You might have heard of Trucy. There's H2. I forget what this is called. Active H2. They do a great job. All these things are to reduce the inflammation and help your body recover faster, because flying is really one of the most damaging things we can do.
It's very hard on you, yeah.
Our gut microbiome, same thing. So then the other thing we'll do, speaking of gut microbiome, we will use activated charcoal while we're flying. That keeps you from getting gassy because all the gut bugs are dying. And we'll use some probiotics as well. And that helps tremendously.
Right. And we'll take little containers and just have little individual containers so you don't have to be pulling out bottles all the time.
Yeah.
Have them handy so that you remember to take them.
Yeah.
You're not going to do it if they're up in the overhead. So have these kind of things convenient and ready for you to grab.
Yeah. And the other thing we will do is we will pack some fatty or protein only snacks in case we really just can't get through it. So like a Yo-Ba-Yo. I love a Yo-Ba-Yo biltong.
He just likes saying it.
And
I mean, it's
like
delicious, but
perfect keto bars like do nothing to your blood sugar. They're great.
But
and
of course, I mean, Primal Kitchen.
This guy is
gotta
terrific.
give a shout out to this guy, especially this particular chocolate coconut bar.
Yeah,
the best. So good, our favorite.
And then because coffee's crap everywhere, we always will pack Four Sigmatic. You know, if you just like coffee or teas, they make elixirs and they're just clean. It's hard to find.
You can just get hot water somewhere on the plane or in the airport and mix it yourself.
I get some mean brain frog from almost any coffee.
He has some brain frog right now.
And then the other thing I do, I don't have them with me, but I have earthing sandals that just have a copper plug and copper wire, and that like doubles down on your jet lag thing. And like these things all cost money. Pick or choose. You don't have to do
them all, but if you're looking to step up your game in that area, then here's some options for you.
Yeah. Another big tip, and this is a stress reduction. So pack light. We literally pack in a single book bag, and it's just stress reduction. You can zoom through security. You don't have to check your bag. You can get there later. When you're off the plane, you go right into customs and beat the whole plane there. Stress reduction.
I would say, ladies, I know you think you can't do it. I know. Trust me. I've been there.
What's a dress take up?
Especially dresses and things like that. But if you simplify, you also have less decisions to make on your trip, right? It's just you're making your whole process easier. There might be more stress while you're packing, but you're good to go.
And so if that's something you guys want to learn more about, reach out to us. We can do a consult on that. We'll do a whole day consult. I don't even care. We have so much fun with this. Sleep tips too, real fast on sleep tips. Make a room black, darken it out. So we take a couple clothespins, we take some black electric tape or duct tape, and you can
cover all those little lights that show up.
Yeah, and you can use blue blockers and just turn it. You know, it's a sleep habit. Make it the same as when you're at home, and just the little black tape covers up all the lights, and the clothespins cover up. They help pin up window shades.
Exactly.
So now working out while we're out, basic, the primal movements.
Right.
Do push-ups. If you have a place to do pull-ups, like the stairwell, back of the stairs. Planks,
squats, planks.
Body weight
we know
squats.
the primal essential movements. That's what they're there for. Easy. You don't need a gym.
You could pack something like this that goes around your, like right above your knees, and you do body weight squats. Oh my goodness. You can do like hip thrusters. You can do lunges.
That will crush you. Trust me. So you don't have to go crazy unless you want to.
A jump rope this big. Come on, guys. We pack with a book bag and we take these things. We have these things. You can put it around your back and do push-ups to give yourself some
resistance.
Some resistance. So, sorry. So that's what we do. Or we just do body weights, or guess what? Don't work out. You're on vacation. You're going to walk. You're going to do these things.
As long as you're moving, you're good.
So it's like not that big of a deal.
Right.
So car trips.
Obviously, you have different packing options.
So like, air travel, pack light. In a car, take it all. Take everything with you.
It is almost embarrassing how much we have taken on car trips.
Mike, what are you packing? We're only going for 2 days.
I mean, literally, we don't even have kids. I don't even want to imagine what it's going to look like.
Take your skillet, take a hot plate, take your coffee maker.
Take your grill.
Whatever you want. Especially if you have to be optimal for like a convention or a show, or you're putting on a presentation, you take the things that make you the best you possible. Take them into the hotel room. I don't care. She's done it for work.
I've literally taken a full coffee maker so I could prepare my own
I went without
coffee.
Our coffee maker for days.
Yeah.
So car trips, pack it all.
Right.
You don't have to stop and like you can also fast for this.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
But you're going in a car. Take a cooler. Pack chicken thighs, hard-boiled eggs. Make an omelet. Pork rinds. If you want that driving down the road snacking on stuff, take pork rinds.
The problem is that's going to dry your mouth out and make you drink more water. So you might have to stop more frequently. But you'll be full. You'll be full.
Lessons learned.
I guess that's, really our tips. I mean, I know it was mostly air travel related and jet lag related, but this is what we found to be really useful for us.
It's what we do, guys. So like we said, if you want to find us anywhere, lifestartswithfood.com, Facebook and Instagram at lifestartswithfood. And
feel free to reach out if you want to know more about particular products. We put a lot of research into it. and we're happy to help you and give you some suggestions.
And we didn't even talk about our tips for eating out in other countries, because I'm sure other people are talking about how to eat out. Just take that same methodology and put it into here. You know, do the plan ahead part.
Sure.
You know where you're going. Look up paleo places in those areas. So
Google it.
And just decide ahead of time how serious you want to take it.
Yeah.
And decide if you do want to have cheats here and there. Don't call them a cheat. Just be grateful. So
do it without guilt and appreciate it and move on.
Yeah. Mike and Kim Bruce, thumbs up here. lifestartswithfood.com. We're out of here, guys.
All right. Thanks, everybody.